What's going on, rock stars? Welcome back to another episode of The 1% Life. I'm your host, peak performance coach and trainer, Joni Dillon. And man, I hope my microphone's working well right now. Let me know that you can hear me. And okay, good. We should be good to go. So rock stars, man, I am just in this incredible place right now. I'm out here in the motor coach out in Missoula, Montana. I've been out here for probably 2 weeks now, I think, by now. And today, I'm actually, you might have heard that I'm co-assisting my partner in his NLP Master Practitioner training. And today was day 10 of this training. I mean, seriously, he's been going hard, 10, 11-hour days, every single day for a few more days. And today was a really special day because today is when we began breakthroughs. And by the way, if you're tuning in on Facebook, let us know where you're tuning in from or any other platform that you're listening on. And if you're listening to us live or the replay, and if it's your first time listening, definitely drop a 1 in the comments below. We love to acknowledge you if it's your first time listening to the 1% Life show. So Rockstar, what does a breakthrough mean and why are we doing them today? And then I'm going to talk to you about the actual topic of this podcast, which is really about breaking free of your past and what specifically that means that actually is impacting you today and the life and the reality that you're currently living. Okay. And how, if you're ready to like break through that and create a compelling, enticing, empowering future, that you have to be free and clear of your past. So today we're doing breakthroughs. You see my doggies on the couch and on the floor. So rock stars, we're doing breakthroughs, which means that there's a practitioner and there's a client, right? And we're teaching our clients how to become incredible master practitioners, where they're able to take their clients through this incredible, really life-changing, transformative, and I do not say that lightly, coaching process that frees them from their past and allows them to create a new reality, a new future, and reach their desired goals and outcomes. And so I was actually, we have an odd number, so I was one of the, I got the pleasure of being the coach for this amazing rock star inside this Master NLP Practitioner training. And so today I was a practitioner. We've been going for like 6 hours, 6.5 hours maybe today. And man, can I just tell you what happens when you release yourself from your past? So here's what most people don't realize is that everything that has happened to you from the moment you were conceived, literally conceived, to this day in your life that you are living right now, and even before, meaning what was passed down to you genealogically, if you believe in past lives, that what was passed down to you from your past lives, the belief systems, the meaning that you have given experiences. Let's just talk about, for the purposes of this podcast, from the moment you were conceived to now, right? So there was experiences, moments and experiences combined. There are experiences that happen in your life, right? Like significant emotional events. And what do we deem significant and emotional? Well, there's a variety of criteria that goes into that. But each of us has our own, like your subconscious mind decided whether something in your past was significant and whether it was emotional, okay? Significant emotional event. And then there were some events, and y'all are safe and clear from this, that were traumatic, right? And we all experience trauma in different ways. So what may be trauma to me was not trauma to you. And y'all, again, you're all safe and free and clear of this, and your unconscious minds totally have you protected and feeling safe in this moment. And what happens is when a specific incident, or let's just call it an event, happens in our past, the unconscious mind creates meaning around that event, right? It can create meaning around that event. And it's all about how we process information, how we delete information, we distort information, we generalize information, the meaning that we give things, because your conscious mind can only process a fraction of the data that's coming in constantly into every second. There's 11 million bits per second of data, meaning through all your senses, what you're hearing, what you're seeing, what you're tasting, what you're smelling, through all your different senses. and touching, your conscious mind can only process about 126 of those bits versus the 11 million bits per second that are coming in, right? So what happens is we, as humans, we delete information, we just store information, we generalize information, we group things, and we create chunks of like meaning around things based on our past experiences. And this creates our reality, right? So I want you to think about this for a moment, and think about something in your past that was significant to you. It's like a significant thing that happened in your past, and go to something that's kind of safe, but it was just like, yeah, I think I'm over it. I don't know, maybe it was a bad breakup or a breakup that really impacted you, whatever it was. Well, when that breakup happened, if it was a significant and emotional event for you, most likely what happened is that your unconscious mind created meaning around that specific event. And unless you've gone in and done the work to resolve the negative emotions around that event, you're most likely carrying that, not at a conscious level, at a subconscious level with you today. Now, take that event and combine many other events of your past, and along with, all the negative, we call them the 5 major negative emotions: anger, sadness, fear, hurt, guilt, that we have stored from our past based on all the variety of events that have happened from, again, oh, the dog's ready to go out. Okay, so I'm going to make this quickly. But all the different events that we've had in our past, all of this cumulatively stored up has created so much emotional baggage that unless we deal with this past, are choosing at a subconscious level to bring forward with us, right? You don't consciously say, I want to bring all this baggage with me. Diego, come here. And so what happens is that impacts your decisions that you make. It impacts whether you do something or you don't do something, whether you take action or you sit on your couch and think about all the things you should be doing, but you're feeling, like apathetic towards. So just working with this client, man, this guy has so much potential. He's created incredible things in his life, generated millions and millions of dollars in VC funding for this incredible company that's like changing the planet that we live on, and beyond. And, yet there are so many things at the subconscious level that were holding him back. And we're still working through these. And without this work, is he able to achieve his highest potential? Well, the answer is no. You're just not, because you're operating out of your current identity, your current reality that is shaped by all of these past experiences, and those that were even passed down to you genealogically, that we have at some level, and that goes into a whole different explanation. I'm not going into that, so we're just going to talk about from the conception to now, that at some level is seriously impacting you and all the decisions that you make here on this planet. So this is why it is so essential that if you want to create a compelling future, if you want to move towards something that excites you, that actually allows you to live and create that 1% life. Sorry, y'all, you're gonna have to deal with this dog for a minute. He's gonna probably lose his bladder, so I'm gonna have to go very soon. That's what happens when you have a 13-year-old dog. That you have to be free and clear of all of these things from your past, because you will continue to do the same behaviors that have created the same results based on the meaning that you have given things from your past. So how do we become aware of our negative emotions from our past, that baggage that we're carrying forward with us, and release all of the negative emotions on significant emotional events as well as trauma? Well, there's many different ways to do it. We use a technique called timeline therapy to do it, and it's incredibly powerful. You can do some of it through hypnosis, and I don't believe that all of it can be done through hypnosis personally, but there's a lot of deep work that can be done. And this is really freaking powerful, because if you were to see my client right now and what the person that he is being today, once he released the resistance, he was really resisting, man. It was like pulling teeth to get him to just move through the initial portion of this, us beginning this coaching process. But man, when he was ready, it was like the floodgates had opened. It was like, all right, my unconscious mind is ready, let's go. And it's like one thing after the other was like, done, release that, release anger, release sadness, release fear, release guilt, release shame, release, all of these over 30 different significant emotional events in his life. It's like a completely mind-blowing different person. So Rockstar, with that, I gotta go. I'm gonna have a floor full of dog urine. Seriously, my apologies on that. And I want you to think about what is impacting you right now in your life from your past? Is it a past, relationship gone bad? Is it a divorce that you never got resolved at the unconscious level? Is it some traumatic event that's happened to you that you've suppressed or repressed, that your unconscious mind has repressed, or you with conscious will have suppressed? And we lay down, might be good. Suppress, right? The unconscious mind represses negative emotions that are unresolved from the past, and it brings them up for resolution once you're ready to resolve them. Or there's suppression, which is conscious will. And sometimes you may have suppressed things from your past that are impacting you today because you just are pushing them out. Oh, not going to deal with it. Oh, not going to deal with it. Not going to do it. Not going to do it. And that suppression adds up. And guess what? That ends up happening in our body. And y'all are free and clear from this, but it can very well turn into dis-ease when the body, pain, and even dis-ease when it's not dealt with, when it's left undealt with, okay? So this is why it's so important, not just from achieving certain goals and accomplishments and accolades and creating your 1% life, whatever that means to you, achieving your goals and dreams. Yes, those things matter maybe to you. They matter to me. And it's also our health. It's also our relationships. How are those events of the past impacting your relationships? How are they impacting the people that you work with? How are they impacting your clients? How are those events that are unresolved with things that you have just suppressed, most likely, or even repressed and not dealing with, that you just put a Band-Aid on top of it, right? Like, I believe personally, a lot of allopathic medicine just puts Band-Aids on things. It doesn't get to what we call the root cause of what actually happened. The root cause that when that thing is released, it changes everything, right? And the unconscious mind reframes the entire event to say, holy cow, there were actually massive learnings from that. Oh my God, that thing that I perceived as so negative or traumatic is actually was a blessing, and now I can move forward believing that I'm capable of doing X, Y, and Z to creating an incredible life. See, this is all possible. It's all possible for you. It's all possible for everyone on this planet. And imagine this world, the planet right now, if everyone had simply chosen, or just chooses now, to release all their negative emotions and their trauma from the past. What would be possible? Would they be acting reactively on the streets, during this crazy time of, COVID crazy? Like, probably not, because that anger is not coming from a place of unresolved emotion, right? They've cleared it. They've released their anger from the past. Would they be, going and buying all that crazy stuff happening at the beginning of this, like hoarding toilet paper? Probably not, because they wouldn't feel the scarcity and the fear, the underlying fear of what if the world comes to an end, right? So these things impact these unresolved things impact all of our decisions, our behavior every single day. And you may not notice it, but you are capable of showing up as a completely different person when you simply acknowledge that there are things for you to shift, release, and let go of. And that you may not know how, but there always is a way. And when you decide to begin to do the work, what happens is, like, that thing just gets put right in front of you, like that next step. It's like, oh, well, I just acknowledged that, okay, I'm ready to do the inner work. I'm ready to do the inner work. I'm ready to release my past. I'm ready to release all the things that are, the reason why I'm showing up is this crazy aggressive person, or, whatever that is for you, or the avoider, or the person who walks away, or the person who, doesn't want to deal with stuff. That's not who your essence of you is. It's not who you're meant to be here. It's either programming or the result of certain limiting beliefs that you have that at some place in your life you decided, not consciously, but subconsciously, to believe. And when you can get to the root of that and change and release that decision that you made to believe that you weren't worthy, to believe that maybe you weren't good enough, or maybe, and if none of these apply, then great, or that you were meant to be, not wealthy in this lifetime, or that, money was for rich people and evil people, or whatever that is. Again, certainly, I don't even like thinking those things, but whatever that was for you, those beliefs, and there's many of them that we hold on to, and more that come as we go on with our lives. And so we have to be students of our minds. We have to be students of the inner work to really achieve excellence and create a life that is impactful and it gives back. And man, can you guys hear how fired up I am? Like, my client was like, I was not the client, I was the practitioner. But when you release something in a client, when your client shifts, your client transforms, guess what? The coach does too. So I'm feeling incredibly light and grateful and filled with love today. So hopefully you got something out of today's show, and if you did, please leave us what that is in the comments below. If you're listening to us on one of our podcasting platforms, please leave us a rating and a review, and take a screenshot of this episode. Take a screenshot of it and tag me on the gram at Joni Dillon, or on Facebook, anywhere, and let me know what you liked, what you loved, what you want to know more of, and I will personally DM you back if you do reach out to me there as well. Rock stars, you are incredible. You are able and capable of creating greatness in this world and on this planet that is so in need of incredible souls like yourself to do the inner work so you can show up and help other people do their work and create massive impact on this planet. It's your time. So get out there and change some lives today. You certainly deserve it, and they do too. Be unstoppable. Peace.